Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jaya Radha Nila Madhav Radha Nila Madhav Radhe Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Haribo. Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivacharya Sutara Shishimari Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Nitai Gaura Brahmanandi Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastabhutali Srimadi Tamal Krishna Goswami Namani. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastabhutali Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayer Nascha Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Samambonam, Chapter 86, Arjuna kidnaps Subhadra. We are at verses 18 and 19. I'll chant 18 and then we can do 19 together. And then I'll probably read a few more verses because the purport is only a sentence in 19. Narada Vama Devo Trihi Krishno Ramo Sitoruni Aham Brihaspati Kanvo Maitriyascha Vanadayaha. Among these sages were Narada, Vamadeva, Atri, Krishna Dvaipayana, Vyasa, Parasurama, Asita, Aruni, myself, Brihaspati, Kanva, Maitreya and Chavana. The myself here refers to Shukadeva Goswami. Text 19. Tatra tatra tam ayantam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana padanirpa Paurajana padanirpa Upatastu sargya hasta Upatastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana bata nirpa Upatastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Targa hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana padanirpa Upatastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana padanirpa Upatastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Madajis Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana padanirpa Upadastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra tam ayantam Paurajana padanirpa Upatastu sargya hasta Grahai suryam ivoditam Tatra tatra in each place tam him ayantam as he was coming Pauraha city residents Janapadaha and village residents Nirpa O King Parikshit Upatastuhu came forward to greet him Sa with Argya water to offer as a token of respect Hastaha in their hands Grahai by the planets Suryam the sun Iva as Uditam risen. Translation and purports by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: in every city and town the Lord passed along the way, O King. The people came forward to worship Him with offerings of arghya, water in their hands, as if to worship the risen sun surrounded by planets. Please repeat: in every city and town the Lord passed along the way, O King. The people came forward to worship Him with offerings of arghya, water in their hands as if to worship the risen sun surrounded by planets. Purport. Here the sages traveling with Krishna on his chariot are likened to planets around the sun. That's the purport. I'll read text 20 and 21. There's a little bit more purport there, and then we'll talk a little bit. Text 20. Anartha danva kurujangala kanka matsya panchala kunti madhukeka yakoshalarna anye tannam mukha sarojam udarahasa snigdekshanam nirpapapu drishibi nirnaryaha. The men and women of Anartha, Danva, Kuru Jangala, Kanka, Matsya, Panchala, Kunti, Madhu, Kekaya, Koshala, Arna, and many other kingdoms drank with their eyes the nectarian beauty of Lord Krishna's lotus-like face, which was graced with generous smiles and affectionate glances. Text 21. Tebhya svavikshana vinastata mishra drigbhya kshemam triloka gururartha drisham cha yachan shrinvan diganta davalam swayasho subhagnam Geetam suray nirvigaga chanakay videhan. Simply by glancing at those who came to see him, Lord Krishna, the spiritual master of the three worlds, delivered them from the blindness of materialism. As he thus endowed them with fearlessness and divine vision, he heard demigods and men singing his glories, which purify the entire universe and destroy all misfortune. Gradually, he reached Vedeha. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami raises the logical question of how the ordinary people along the path could even see the Lord, since not only were their eyes covered by ignorance, but the Lord's chariot was traveling faster than the wind. Supplying the answer, Srila Jiva indicates that Lord Krishna's special glance of mercy empowered every one of them with the devotional purity required for entering into his association. Otherwise, he would have remained outside the scope of their power to see, as he himself states in his instructions to Uddhava, Bhaktyaham ekaya grahyaha. I can be perceived only by devotion. By the grammatical rule of compound formation known as Eka Sesha, the term Swavikshana Vinasta Tamishra Drigbhyaha, although in its primary sense inflected as a masculine noun, may be understood in this context as referring to both men and women. Amagyanatimirandasya jananjana shalaka chakshu sanmilitamena tasmai shri guruve namaha mukam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim yatkipadamam vande shri gurum dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Savodito Gadodeya Pushpavanta Chitra Sandho Tamonuda. So, the pastime between Arjuna and kidnapping Subhadra is over. Now, Krishna is wanting to bestow his mercy on two individuals, namely Shrutadeva and Bahulasva. Shrutadeva is a Brahmana and Bahulasva is a king. So you can see, diametrically opposed. One is very wealthy and one is very poor. And yet, Krishna is going to bestow mercy on both of them. So he is traveling from where? From Dwaraka to Videha. So we just read Videha, kingdom of Videha. And how fast is he going? Speed of the wind. Is it a gale force wind or is it a hurricane? But pretty fast. Yeah. It didn't say speed of the mind, but speed of the wind. Pretty fast. How many horses he has? His Daruka is riding his chariot. He has 4 4 horses. And do you know their name? Names? I'm just asking. I'm not sure even I do. One of them is Saibya, and then Megha, Pushpa, Shama. Saibya, I think. Shaba or Saibya, yeah. The last one. Thakur, you normally know all these things. Anyway, it escapes my mind. Megha, Pushpa, Saibya. Can't remember. But yeah, he has 4 horses. It's good to know, then we can picture them. They are all more or less grayish color, white, not so white, but like that. So then you can picture. And then you can see the chariot must be pretty big, right? How many personalities are in the chariot? Huh? A dozen, yeah. Narada, Vamadeva, Atri, Krishna, Vyasadeva, Parasuram, Asita, Aruni, Sukadev Goswami, Brihaspati, that's 10. Then Kanva, Maitreya and Chyavana, that is 13, plus Krishna is 14, and the charioteer 15. 15 that we know of.
The horse is
Sugriva,
Sugriva and
Balahaka, Balahaka. That's the other 2 horses. Okay. Okay. Megha, Pushpa, Saibya, Sugriva and Balahaka. Balahaka. Okay. Good to know. So at least even when you are dying, if you remember what the horse's name, you can go end up in Dwaraka. Yeah. Right? So don't take it for granted. Don't think you don't have to know. It's good to know. So from Dwaraka he's going with all these sages in the chariot. And the description here is said to be like, the sages are like planets around the sun. These sages are very extraordinary. Narada Muni has a transcendental body. So he is effulgent himself. So they are all self-effulgent, just like, remember when I first met my spiritual master and Giridhari Swami in a temple, they were walking, and I was, wow, look at them, they look so effulgent. It reminded me of a pastime in Ramayana where Lakshman and Ram were walking in the battlefield when it was all dark, but they two stood out as shining, effulgent, 2 personalities. So I was thinking, how is this possible? They look so bright and effulgent. Then it dawned on me later on, many years later, that as you take up the process very seriously, all your material coverings go away. The jiva is actually effulgent, self-effulgent, but he's covered by his anarthas, so much so that he's not able to show his true form, his true beauty. So as we perfect ourselves, we appear more and more amazing to people who look at us. So sometimes you'll find as you are out there preaching, doing book distribution, people come and say, you know, you guys are different, or you look nice, or you're always happy, you know, what do you guys take, you know? Like that. So, but actually it is, we are taking Krishna Bhakti. So in the same way, Krishna is the original son, and all these other personalities, all of us are but expansions of Krishna, Tatastha Shakti, tiny sparks from the flame of fire, like that. So that's the analogy or the description given in the purport. Then, as he's going through different regions within the domain of Dwarka, as they are going through, they go through different places like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Jaipur, Kurukshetra, region of Punjab, part of border of Kashi next to Himalayas, Mithila. Many people came. Somehow or other they knew Krishna is coming. Somehow they knew. For us, we need phone calls, right? Text message, right? Unless we don't know, no? Something like that. Or if we know the president is coming on a parade or what, it's advertised weeks before, like that. But here, because of the amazing ability of the sages and Krishna himself, other devotees in these different regions, inspired in their hearts, were revealed by other qualified sages that the Supreme Lord is coming in that direction. Just like if you remember in the pastime Mahabharata, when Parasara Muni is about to cross the river, and he says this is a time for the advent of this divine personality Vasudeva. How does he know? Because they have this ability to see past, present and future accorded to them by the Lord in time, place and circumstances like that. So similarly, one reason is all these personalities and all these people in these kingdoms were able to then understand the Lord is coming, and quickly they go out to visit the Lord or to give audience to the Lord. Also, if you read Nectar of Devotion, it is said that when the Lord is taken out on a palanquin, like parikram, once a year, the Lord comes out. In many temples in India you would see that, and in Mayapur also you would see, I think weekly they do that. They go around, I think on Saturdays, around the whole Mayapur temple area. So a lot of people will come. So that is, in Nectar of Devotion is said, when the Lord goes on palanquin, you are supposed to go there and take his darshan. You're supposed to go there and say, my dear Lord, here I am, the most fallen. Please bestow your mercy on me. Yeah? And the Lord, as he's coming out from the temple, he's seeing his properties, he's seeing his residence, he therefore gives them his blessings through his glances. So in the same way it is said that affectionate glances. Drishibhi. Drishibhi is the Lord's ability to give affectionate glances. So this is how they are getting the ability to come and grace the Lord. And then of course in text 21, the argument Jiva Goswami raises, which most people would say, is how is it possible, even if the Lord is coming, how is it possible for ordinary people to look at him? How can they take darshan of him? Because he's transcendental. How is that possible? So an amazing thing here is that the Lord, even though he was going there, he particularly wanted to give them a special mercy. The Lord wanted to give them pure devotional service. Jiva Goswami says that every one of them were granted by the special glance of mercy to be with devotional purity. Unless they had that devotional purity, they cannot enter into the Lord's association. That's an amazing thing. He gave them the scope and the power to see him. In the purport it is highlighted, to Uddhava Krishna says, Bhaktyaham ekaya grayaha. I can be perceived only by devotion. So when these personalities, when they heard about Krishna, because they wanted to see him, because they had this desire to do some service to him, the Lord, being pleased with them, gave them that ability to actually see him. And then not only did he give them that, he endowed them with two qualities. Anyone can remember? Huh? No. Two qualities he endowed them with. Fearlessness was one of them, and the other one is the vision, the divine vision to see them. Just like Arjuna wanted to see the universal form, the Lord said, I bestow this universal, the ability, the spiritual divine vision. Artha drishyam, drishyam, to see this spiritual thing. Now the activities of Krishna are non-different from Krishna himself. So as long as one is engaged in hearing such transcendental pastimes, such activities, one remains aloof from the conditions of material existence. It's just as simple as that. How much we are going to hear such transcendental activities of Krishna, that much we become purified. It is said that the speaker gets purified, the listeners, they get purified, the hearers and the inquirer, as well as the place that such discussion is taking place. All these personalities and the place gets purified. Just like the Ganges, right? It flows and people go in there, they take bath to get purified. So similarly, we don't have to go to Ganga, simply listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, one gets purified. So you can see how many people want to get purified. And of course, including those who are hearing online. But it's a very rare desire, actually. We are entangled in this material world, and we don't want to hear about Krishna because we are envious. Envious, and we are also ignorant. Ignorance is also the cause of our foolish behavior. And we are envious, we don't want to hear about Krishna. We give all kinds of excuses. But if you want to hear about Krishna, then the ability of this transcendental knowledge, just like chanting, it has this potency. It's an innate nature of this katha as well as the holy name. They have this innate nature to purify you. You don't have to do anything. It's just like that. It just purifies you, simply by listening. Even if you have no interest in Krishna, you sit down and you listen and you get purified. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Giridhari Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Shri Tai Chaitanya Chandra, Shri Shri Tai Gaura Chandra Ki Jai, Iskcon Guru Vrinda Ki Jai. Just like that, you get purified. You don't have to pay anything. No tax. Well, there is. You have to do some service. But still, even if you don't want to do service, simply by listening, you get purified. Just like the rishis at Naimisharanya forest. They heard and they got all purified, went back to Godhead. But no, we don't want to go back. We are enjoying this place. It's so good. So it's interesting, the more we listen, the more we are compelled to act in our original Krishna conscious position. And the fact that we don't want to be in our original consciousness is a reflection of our enviousness towards Krishna. Basically, I have to serve him. Oh my God, I got to serve somebody. I don't want to serve him, I want to serve myself. And so that is very difficult in the beginning stages. So therefore, one has to develop some semblance of faith, Shraddha. Shraddha must be there. How to develop this Shraddha? Maybe in the beginning, simply hearing, one gets an inkling, say, that guy is pretty cool. Like you were saying, a person you met, and Pranahari was saying how he met someone who said he really likes Krishna, he's so cool, So that's Agyata Sukriti, because he is acknowledging Krishna as cool. To acknowledge something good about Krishna is actually good. So whenever we go out preaching, or when we are doing book distribution, we can say, oh, the Lord is great, look at the beautiful day. And if they acknowledge, then they are agreeing with you who is connected to Krishna, and therefore they get some Sukriti. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful day, So we try to connect people. That's our role. We can't do more than that, By our behavior, we can encourage people to take up the process, but how much can we really force? So we try to do more and more, so much so that we become as attractive as Krishna. And then we can also, like Krishna, give sidelong glances and give mercy to people. Yeah, it is true. As you become very advanced, you are able to bestow mercy. So when you glance at someone mercifully, then they get the mercy. Because the Lord is the super soul in the heart, understands you wish them well. So it's a natural thing for the Lord to fulfill the desires of His devotee. Of course, first of all, we have to qualify as His devotee, meaning we will follow everything cent per cent. And if you do follow everything cent per cent, chances are the Lord will come or send His representative at the time of your death and take you back to Godhead. Don't think it won't happen. We are very fallen, for sure. But even in this very fallen state, if we take an attempt to please Krishna, we will get the blessings. Why not? Sometimes people say, you have to reach at this stage, then you get. Yeah, but Krishna can do anything. We cannot put a limit and say, Krishna will do, we only have to do this, that. You could do everything, nice thing. Krishna may not even give you pure devotional service, right? So we have to understand this thing. So even in from this purport, we can understand by His glance, by looking at them, the Lord actually destroyed their ignorance. Just like that. So more reason why we should come and take darshan of the deities. You never know, they may be just giving you that special glance and destroy that ignorance that is holding you back from surrendering just a little bit, right? So just saying, oh, he looked at me, and then you look around, then you look again, he's not looking at you anymore. Was that real? Or is it my imagination? It could be both. But the fact is, you can be enthused, saying, maybe he did give me a special mercy. And you go out and say, I want to do more books for Krishna. I want to preach to more people. Yeah, it can happen like that. I want to take a humble position. I want to serve devotees, not that I want people to serve me like that. So Artha Darsham, to get the realization of the supreme object, who is Krishna. And then one has the realization of his sweetness, Shemam, how sweet he is, So then you can understand how sweet it is to be loved by him, right? Like that. So otherwise, what is our realization? So he destroys the ignorance, as stated here, in the hearts of both the men and women, and then he bestows fearlessness. What is this fearlessness? Fearful of surrendering, right? When you surrender, then you are dependent on someone. You're not sure whether the person is really going to take care of you or not. You're not sure. It's just like devotees, no? When we give up everything and join the temple, we are not sure. Do I get my meals? Would I be taken care of? And so we go through all kinds of things, but we know the Lord is our well-wisher. It's true. It's like that. I remember one time we went on some program, and in the night we were coming back, and there was a car accident. This guy ran through a red light and hit our car. Yeah, he was drunk, and then it hit us so bad. And as usual, devotee car means no seat belts and so on. And so we weren't having any seat belts. So we were thrown up, and then I was really badly injured. I didn't realize at that time. So the cops came, and then after everything, we went home. By the time we reached home, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, you know. The accident happened like midnight, so... but then I started getting pain on my chest. It was intense, so I told my god brother, and then we went to the emergency. They did X-ray, and they said, finally they agreed there was a hairline fracture, 3 ribs. So then came back, tried to lie down, and at least, but the pain was intense. So the whole week I was like, I couldn't really move. And I was all alone in the ashram, right? Not a single devotee would come and see me. And I was thinking, is this devotee life? Is this what's going to happen? Just as I was thinking like that, then a devotee came with a plate of prasadam. So I was thinking, yeah, okay, something. But yeah, it was like that. So it's difficult, but the tests you have to go through sometimes. But it only makes you stronger, because you appreciate that Krishna actually loves you. Sometimes he just makes you go berserk, just to see whether you still want him or not, The test may be simple test, the test may be difficult. The most difficult test is between devotees, because when devotees get angry, they can be the harshest personalities in the world of creation, whereas outside they are not so bad. They will shout at you, and then the next day they may talk to you. But devotees may hold grudges till kingdom comes, Like that. So you learn to tolerate, and then and it helps you become really, really soften and humble. And you realize, you really need the devotees' affection and love. So why do I have to show why should I reflect such bad attitude towards others? So then you become introverted, and you become more compassionate in that way. And then when you see someone new, you want to give compassion also. Nor do you want them to go through what you've been through or experienced like that. So then you give them your glance of mercy. Just like Krishna's glance is so powerful. He looks at the pradhan, right? In the dawn of creation. He glances as pradhan. With his glancing potency, he invests the creative impetus inside there. Everything. Rama Devi, she comes in together with Shambhu and the time element Kala, and together they bring in the jivas. And into this pradhan, then they agitate the creation, the start, the dawn of creation takes place. And the agitation is the desires of each and every one of us wanting to experience our karma. And so the Lord smiles and says, go forth and prosper. And then it takes place. And then you see the combination of 3 modes, and then they expand, to the Panchabhuta elements, and then creative. The false ego first takes place, then everything from the false ego manifests, the demigods and so on. And then now we are here thinking, I'm cool, but we are not so cool. So the glancing potency of the Lord is immensely amazing. And similarly, in the pastimes of the Mahabharata, where in the Kurukshetra, it is said that the Lord, when he glanced at the enemies, their duration of life ceased. And at the same time, because he glanced at them, they all went back to Godhead. Such is the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, it is so imperative in the practice of our devotional service, daily practice, we come longing to see the Lord. Okay, you may be sick, okay, you may have other things to do, but at least you come and see them once and say, my dear Lord, I am fallen. I confess, I am a fallen person. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble, when you're perfect in everything. So you tell the Lord, I'm like that. I am so proud. But you help me, Help me understand, that I am your servant. Help me understand how to get your mercy. I chant, but I don't get the taste. Why do I not get the taste? You please kindly allow me to taste. Because for you, no one else can give me this taste, which is a fact. We'll never get the taste of chanting the holy name except for Him. So we beg the Lord, ask Him to, you kindly give me your merciful glance so that I can have this ability. And the Lord says, by my glance this material universe goes on. Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suvyate Characharam. By my superintendence, I can see and I can make it work. Angani Yasya Sakalendi Vritti Manti. Each and every aspect of my being, or Krishna's being, is potent. His glancing is the same as he himself, So that's how when we offer, he's glancing. So you get that mercy. The prasadam is mercy. Prasadam isn't just what you put in your mouth. Prasadam means mercy. So that's why we say that is mercy. So because most of us, we're still struggling, we can relate to the Annamaya platform of mercy. We have to come to the Jnanamaya and Anandamaya. How we have to beg for that mercy. And how else can we beg? By following Srila Prabhupada, following his wonderful devotees who are emulating his behavior and trying to preach. So we follow them also. We lend our hearing to them. We sacrifice the hearing to them. And then we get something in return. Like that. We cannot take it easy. Life is too short. Everyone is dying sooner or later. Today we see, tomorrow we miss. It's like that. I saw like Muralidhar Prabhu before I left, and then after I left, in 2 days he's gone. He's gone. I'm never going to see him again. Yeah, so we're all going to come. Like the poets say, right? Like two ships in the night passing through in the water. And then they pass by. Right? Yeah, we can't be like that. Take the opportunity to know that devotees' amazing qualities. Think about their qualities, and in meditating in that qualities, you can manifest such qualities. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam. Praising one's qualities, another's quality, will allow you to imbibe such qualities also. It's not that I hate this guy, I hate her, Just like when you cook nicely, you should share the recipes. Prabhupada told Yamuna, he said to Yamuna, that you share your recipe. And then she was like new at that time. And then he said, then you will become better and you become less envious. So you should be willing, because it's not yours. All these recipes belong to Srimati Radharani. So you have no claim over it. It's already patented, You are given abilities to think, oh, I came up with this recipe. No, you didn't. This has already been thought about in 10 million lifetimes ago by another person who was given the mercy by Srimati Radharani, like that. So one who get this smita avalokam, that means his smiling glance, don't have to take birth in this material world. So if a devotee is very advanced, he can do the same thing, because he is non-different, he is representing Krishna. So in that way, he is the servitor, like a servitor Godhead. So he can therefore give you that blessings also. So we will do like that. Similarly, when Maitreya Rishi, when he came in Prayag after the battle where all the Yadus were annihilated, Krishna was ready to leave, and he sat in a banyan tree, under a banyan tree, and then who came? Vidura and, come on, Maitreya Rishi, right? So Maitreya Rishi sees Uddhava actually, not Vidura, Uddhava. So Uddhava is talking to Krishna and asking question. So he comes there and then Krishna looks at him and smiles. Meaning, okay, no problem, you can sit. Srila Prabhupada explains in that purport that Maitreya Rishi was a Jnana Mishra Bhakta. He was more intellectual, this, like that. But he didn't have that softness yet. So Krishna said, oh, you need some softness. So sit down and listen. So he smiles at him. So that glance, sidelong glances, is bestowing his mercy. And therefore when he sits and hears the exchange between Uddhava and Krishna, he becomes qualified to then speak to Vidura. Otherwise he is not qualified, because one has to be in a pure devotional stage to bestow this mercy of how to do or practice devotional activities. So we take our guidance from our spiritual masters and qualified devotees coming from Srila Prabhupada. We don't instruct people because we think, I know better, I'm better than them. No, not like that. We instruct people because we want them to be connected in the right way with Krishna. All right, so I think I'll stop here. Okay, I'll stop here. Comments, questions, corrections?
I have a couple of them. I'll speak to you afterwards.
Boy.
I have to drop Sri.
Oh. Anyone? Yes.
Something. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I just wanted to comment the huge difference. I mean, just by, like you said, the law of association, just being around people who are cultivating humility and good qualities, naturally one would think in their mind, my knowledge is our knowledge and we'll just share everything. What a huge difference from a university. I would just look to the next person and ask them a question, but I was too stupid for his answer, so I was like, oh, okay, thank you. Huge difference. Here, our knowledge, my knowledge is our knowledge, and I love that because it should be free, and we should be compassionate to one another. And that's, like you said, Krishna's mercy will flow through us, and we'll be able to dispel it onto others, and so they could feel it as well. So I just wanted to comment on that. It's very
nice.
beautiful. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you for that comment. Yeah. Abai, you're at the verge of saying something.
You can tell.
Yeah. Go on. It's okay. You're just sharing with people. Yeah. Huh? Jai Shri Radha Nilamada ki Jai Shri Radha Giri Govardhana ki Jai Shri Shintai Chaitanya Sandar Shri Shintai Gaura Chandra ki Jai Iskcon Guru Vrinda ki Jai. Anyone else? Prana, you always have something.
It was a great class. I really appreciated a lot of the points. I'm thinking about how, the main point about how Krishna empowered them to see him by his glance. And Patrick and I were talking last night how even if, like you said, even if one does cultivate pure devotional service, then, Krishna's still a person. He can choose whether he reciprocates immediately or at all.
Yes.
or how much?
Mm.
And so I was thinking, then what to speak of persons like myself who have not cultivated pure devotional service, do not have the longing or desire to serve Krishna. So what is the hope for persons like myself, and how to increase that desire?
That's very nice. The fact that you think like that is already good. Yeah, that itself is a qualification to develop pure devotional service. The other thing is, we have our Guru Parampara. We are nothing without them. We need to understand that. So as long as we follow the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and our spiritual masters or preceptors, we will be guaranteed to attain pure devotional service. Maybe not now, maybe just before we leave the body, or maybe next life. Yeah. But ultimately the most important thing is we are on the right path. These are the things you need to accept. I'm on the right path, and I'm going to go back to Godhead, even if it takes me 1,000,000 lifetimes. There is a pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita where the devotee asks, through another devotee, asks Mahaprabhu, when I will go back to Godhead. And then Mahaprabhu says, tell him that he will not go back until another 1,000,000 years, 10 million years. And so they came and told him, and then he was so happy. He said, only 10 million years, lifetimes more, and then I'll go back. But the fact is, he knows he's going back. So then the devotees came back, and the Mahaprabhu said, what did he say? He said he was so happy that he has done. Then Mahaprabhu smiled and laughed and said, call him, he has missed my mercy. Yeah. So yes, so you do desire, and we should always think, it is also very important, that I am not qualified. And that should be a real feeling, right? It's not a superficial feeling, it's really, and you can cry, not in front of devotees, but cry when you are alone that I'm not qualified. So that genuine emotions and longings for Krishna qualifies you to go back to Godhead, as Krishna sees you fit. Yeah.
So you also mentioned about this pride and how Krishna puts us through severe tests. Well, sometimes severe, sometimes
Not so
light.
severe.
Yeah, but Krishna tests us.
Yeah.
And it seems like this pride keeps us, it's like the same lesson plan keeps getting repeated, for me at least, and I have to get smashed again and again and again, and I don't know how to get over it. And I think the root cause is pride, that I actually have the fundamental misunderstanding that I am something of, I can do something. I am, Janmaishvarya Shruta Shribir that I'm intoxicated by whatever. Not even that great of intelligence, not even that great of beauty, but I think I'm so great. So how to get over this, because I don't want to keep repeating the same lessons over and over.
You will find, at least I find in my life, or still finding, that Krishna will test you, or there are many tests. So this test, some of these tests may be the same test. So when it occurs a few times, then this is my realization, that that means I haven't overcome that anartha. So then I try to identify what that anartha is. And when I find that I can fix that anartha, then another thing comes up. So then it's a progression, but at the same time it's a revelation. That you understand that there is a purpose behind all these things. It is not something to hold us back, rather to free us from our own entanglement. Just like, what is this pride? It's like someone holding a tree, right? and then saying, I can't let go, I can't let go, help me, you know. This pride is very devious and it's also very cunning because we depend on our own intelligence to think that the solution is within my own presumptions and understanding. But actually, to get rid of pride, one has to take shelter of a superior Vaishnava and serve them in one form or another. That's one way. The other thing is you actually or we are all not really surrendering. Yeah. Externally we may say we are surrendered, yeah, but or we may have surrendered to some level and then we are refusing to surrender anymore. So surrender is not just one time I surrendered, it's actually complete surrender takes place, Atma Nivedanam, that I have nothing, you are everything. To come to that point is not an easy resolution. As I said, I've seen people who, after going through great tumultuous difficulties in their life, even up to the point of their time of death, I've seen people hold on and then give up, and then they become peaceful. So, have good guidance, reflect as you are reflecting, which is very important, and chant. Chanting is the beginning of our surrender actually. But to chant sincerely and to beg Krishna is at a higher level of surrender also. It's the same process, but the level of surrender in chanting is also different. So it is an easy way to approach Krishna, the surrendering process through chanting actually. So identify that and to take up the pride in our hearts, serve devotees, serve new devotees, serve devotees you don't like, serve everybody. And then you'll find, that whatever that's inhibiting you will be removed by the mercy of the Lord. He's the only one who will remove that. On our own we can't remove that. Of course, the actions must reflect our intent, yeah. Yeah. Anything else? Oh, look who's talking.
Hare Krishna. I was reading this purport to one of the verses from Light of the Bhagavat about how human beings have two kinds of temperament. Some are introspective and extravagant. And Prabhupada really says how we should be introspective, but I'm wondering, how much should we open up to our spiritual master and just tell them what?
Okay. Nectar of devotion. One should reveal one's mind in confidential. To the spiritual master, yeah, you can open your heart for an open heart surgery, but not to everyone else, because let's say you talk to Bhakta Bozo about your problems, the Bhakta Bozo will go to Facebook and make it known to the whole world, and you won't be happy, So we don't do that. You have to pick and choose those devotees who are your well-wishers. And through association, proper association, you'll realize who is your well-wisher, who has your welfare in their heart, who thinks about how to help you. And even if you don't ask much, they come and tell you, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? They are your well-wishers, yeah, right? If you can identify that through perseverance, through hearing, and through contemplation of those devotees, you can reveal your heart to them. But you have to be genuine. Revelation is one thing, but the instructions that come from that should be acted on. Yeah, sometimes devotees come and say they have this problem, that problem, then you tell them how to overcome, and then they do not act on it, then it is not good, because the devotee giving you the instruction is not giving you because he thinks he's good. He's giving you because he's acting as a via media of the Supreme Lord. So the instructions that you get is coming from the Supreme Lord himself. So to take it for granted is actually not good for you or good for us, for that matter. So yeah, be introspective like that. Okay? Anything else? Going once, twice, sold. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanandi.